Roll back is the yin energy, rolling back. So it's just like when we did our yin circle. It has that same feel to it, so it's rolling. Hi, it's Chris Burnett from Green Dragon Tai Chi and Qigong, once again with another video. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about circling the stomach. This exercise comes from Grandmaster Chen Qing Zhou's lineage in the Chen style Tai Chi, which I learned from my teachers, his students. I want to assume a Wuji posture, relaxing, making sure all the joints are loose. In circling the Dan Tian, I'm going to place one hand on the abdomen, below the belly button, the other hand on top. It's recommended that for men, we place our right hand first, left hand on top. Women will do the reverse. When we circle the Dan Tian, we're going to sink in the legs and transfer the weight to one side. As I transfer the weight, notice the rotation of my stomach. As I rotate, this qua closes, this one remains open. I'll do it again. We're going to sink, turn. Good. Now, to complete the circle, I'm going to come up. As I come up slightly, I'm not going to disconnect from the ground and come all the way up. I want to come up and bring my hands up to the top of my abdomen. And then as I circle, the hands will go across. As I shift the weight, the hands go across to the other side. And then as the hands come down, I'm going to sink into that leg. So I'm sinking into my right leg as the hands lower. Now I'm going to bring the hands across, and as the hands come across, I'm going to shift the weight back across into the other leg. So this is a slow motion review of what's going on as we circle the Dan Tian. So in real speed, it would appear around this tempo. Down, circle, shifting, rotating, all the way across. Good, there's a few things to note. So notice my hips don't move as much as my waist. I want the waist doing the rotation. I want the hips to stay relatively still, so that way I maintain my root and my connection to the ground, and I don't jeopardize my knees or my Tai Chi structure. We'll reverse. So in practice, or right before we do the form, we'll do this circling of the Dan Tian. And we'll do generally about 6 rotations. You can do 3, 6, or 9. I prefer 6. Although I'm not counting, I'd say this is about 4. 5 and 6. Good. So let's take a look at what I mentioned about not turning the waist or the hips. So if I turn the waist and the hips, you can see everything turn together, and I can really feel that twisting in the knees. And so it's not separating the Dan Tian. In the Tai Chi Classics, we want to be able to express energy from the ground through the extremities, through the qua and the Dan Tian, and then out to the other extremities, whatever it may be. So when we do this, we learn to sit the Dan Tian inside the qua. So as the hips hold the Dan Tian can rotate freely without very much turning of the hips. For sinking, like I said, I can shift the weight and turn. I want to do a U with the Dan Tian, going down, under. I can circle all the way across. This is our full circle, and back. Why are these circles important in Chen Tai Chi? Well, they express the spiraling. So as I push my foot into the ground, there's a spiraling effect. There's always an opposite equal reaction. So if I push my foot into the ground, there's a reaction. Because the earth won't move, that energy comes through my body. And if I push, it spirals and turns and is expressed out So this is very indicative, and this is a very known characteristic of Qin style Tai Chi. So if I do what we call yang circles, I'll start with one hand. I'm going to push this foot in, and as this one pushes in, this one actually twines the other way, inward. But as I express out, this is a yang energy opening, and then this is in. So go out and in. So you can see my Dan Tian doing the same circles, but the hand expression a little different. So we go out, in, out, in. Now I'm going to shorten that up a little bit. I'm going to keep my circle in this area. I'm going to go here to here. Good, so this is our yang circle. Now we're going to add this hand. So this one is here to help remind the Dan Tian to do that circling. So as I roll it over, the wrist bone is going to go out and then the palm under. And then we'll roll it under. Notice the coming up as the top of the circle and then the sinking into the qua, rolling it. So now we're going to combine both hands and we're going to express outward and inward and roll it over, down, outward, palm, rolling to Dan Tian. That's our yin yang circle. Even though it's called a yang or yang circle, it still has yin energy. So I said yang was outward expanding, yin on the bottom, inward, rolling, redirecting. So this goes out, this comes in. So getting used to doing these yin and yang circles will help with the form, not only Qin style form, but even the yang style. It'll give you that feeling of expressing from the leg out and then back into the ground. So when I come in with the yin hand, I'm spiraling now back into this leg, and this one's twining the other way. So going out. So now what's the yin circle? Coming in. So as my hand comes in, I'm rotating and sinking into this qua, to this side. And then it's yang on the bottom. So we got yin on the top and yang on the bottom. Shift the weight, turn, rotating. So any movement in Tai Chi should actually be connected to the Dan Tian. And sometimes it'll not be the case that the Dan Tian and the hands will move the same, but just that the connection is going through the Dan Tian. But in this particular case, the movement is a direct representation of the circling of the hand. So now we're going to add in the second hand. We're going to open and relax, turning, circling. Again, these yin and yang circles will really help you with different movements of the form, just being able to feel the energies or expression of the energies, being able to understand whole body movement and energy out of the ground and into the ground. Okay? So all of Tai Chi will have certain energies involved, and we talk a lot about 8 energies in particular in Tai Chi: the ward off, the rollback, the press, and the push. Those are considered 4 primary energies. Secondary energies are considered pluck, splitting, elbow, and shoulder. The push, everyone's seen the push in Tai Chi, right? Also the rollback. So yang style rollback, coming across, and then the press, and then the push. So notice the energies are going into the ground, loading, and then expanding out of the ground. That rollback is a yin energy, rolling back. So it's just like when we did our yin circle, it has that same feel to it. So it's rolling back and across. The yang circle has that outward, we're doing here. So if you look at yang style again and you look at the ward off, even though the hand positioning is different, it has that same expression of expanding from that leg out, expressing outward. So we do a yang and a yin. Yang, yin. Yang, yin. So always that interplay between yin and yang in Tai Chi. Here. So this is like a yang energy. And then yin, yin. And then yang, express out. And then yin, relax. Yin, yang, strong.